my name is Emma, and today I am going to be talking about Renegades by Marissa Meyer. If you haven't heard of Renegades, it is a really amazing science fiction story about what happens when a supervillain infiltrates the headquarters of superheroes and tries to bring them down from within. But as the sequel, Archenemies, is coming out on November 6th, I have teamed up with Fierce Reads in order to bring to you a wrap-up of what happened at the end of Renegades so that you are fully refreshed and prepared to dive into the book 2. But this video isn't sponsored. I'm a part of the Renegades recruitment specifically because I love this series so much and I want to inspire more people to read it. So if you read Renegades when it came out last year and need a refresher on the first installment of this book, I will leave the links to the first 3 parts of this wrap-up from Fierce Reads, the Book Addict's Guide, and Trailing Pages down below, and then you can come back here and we can discuss all of the amazingness that happened in the last chunk of Renegades. Before I jump into all of the spoilers, I do have a really exciting giveaway for those of you if you are a fan of Renegades or if you are interested in trying out the series for yourself. One winner is going to receive a paperback copy of Renegades by Marissa Meyer. This is obviously the hardcover, but you will get the paperback. The winner will also get an advanced reader copy of the sequel, Archenemies, so you will have a super special edition that only a few exclusive people have. And also a tote bag that features some of the most iconic couples from Marissa Meyer's books. So I will fully explain the giveaway at the end of this video, but if you need to head out because you haven't read Renegades yet, do it now because spoilers are ahead, but you can click the link in the description to enter. Bye non-spoiler people! So, what happened in Renegades? I hope I know, because I read this book twice this year. So we're going to be covering chapter 33 to the end of Renegades, and the start of chapter 33 begins with Adrian bringing sandwiches back to HQ in order to spend some more time with Nova and get to know her. The cutest thing I've ever heard. While entering the building, he hears a commotion from security and finds out that Nova is unconscious in Max's quarantine. Adrian, being the hero he is, immediately runs to Nova and tries to save her, but Max's powers begin to affect Adrian while he's in his quarantine. When Nova wakes up safe in the infirmary, we find out that Max's power is that he steals abilities from prodigies, meaning he takes them for himself. He can now use their abilities, but they can't use theirs anymore. Literally the superpower of all superpowers. This is particularly concerning for Nova, who does not have the ability to sleep because she passed out, which she never does, so she is afraid that her powers are gone forever. While Nova and Adrian are talking about Max and his abilities, we find out that Max actually stole some of his powers from Ace Anarchy and is the reason that Ace Anarchy fell in power. Later on, Dana brings a care package to the infirmary for Nova, which is just so cute, and then Nova repays her by making her fall asleep to prove that she still has her powers and Max didn't take them. Listen, I love Nova, but let's be honest, it was a little rude. We also have this really adorable moment between Max and Adrian where Max reveals that he does have Ace Anarchy's powers and he's actually very powerful despite what Adrian previously thought and didn't want to tell him because he was afraid that Adrian would think he was evil, which is obviously not true, and Adrian does a fantastic job of comforting his younger brother, but we also find out that Max has adopted some of Adrian's powers even though he was in there for a short period of time. Also in this scene, it's revealed that Max actually has seen Adrian using some of his Sentinel powers when he was trying to save Nova in the quarantine, and so now Max knows that Adrian is the Sentinel. It's just a really humorous moment when Adrian is like, "Stop, we can't say it out loud," and Max is like, "Well, hypothetically, what do you think the Sentinel would do in this situation?" So all is well with the Everhart brothers, and when we flash back to Nova, she is investigating a different level of headquarters and finds a super interesting object, which happens to be Ace Anarchy's helmet. Being the intellectual girl she is, she quickly realizes that it's a replica when the Dread Warden creeps on up to her and sees her looking at the helmet and then explains that the real helmet is under high security in the vault. He also explains the full story of Captain Chromium carrying Max in the middle of this huge battle and weakening Ace Anarchy till he jumps off of the building. Literally all I can think of this moment is just like big Captain Chromium carrying a baby like the Lion King aimed at Ace Anarchy while he starts to weaken. When Nova heads home to her apartment, she's confronted by Ingrid, who we haven't seen in a while, and she proposes that her and Nova fake their own deaths to throw the Sentinel off their trail. Because Winston previously said that Nightmare likes to hang out at Cosmopolis Park, Adrian and Nova end up going to the amusement park under the guise of Nova being a previous worker there, and they start to investigate. We have this really rich discussion between Adrian and Nova about Ace's role in the Age of Anarchy and just the function of superheroes in society, period. We have Adrian, who believes that prodigies have really helped society and have helped the general public, but Nova believes that the human race would be better off without any prodigies at all. We get to the cutest scene in the book where Adrian and Nova stumble upon a children's birthday party, and all of the kids are just so excited to see two real renegades in front of them. Adrian starts using his powers to draw presents for all of the kids, and Nova is confronted by one girl, which was a particularly wholesome moment. She tells Nova how inspiring it was to watch Nova win her trial without using any superpowers and makes her think that she could be a renegade someday. It was so adorable. Once they leave, Nova asks Adrian if this was supposed to be a date, and Adrian asks Nova if she would have said yes if it was. And Nova, being afraid of her feelings, just pretends to see something by the funhouse that she very well knows is not there and runs off to investigate. In the funhouse, which if we recall is where Winston said that Nightmare particularly likes to hang out, Adrian and Nova get split up, and Adrian stumbles upon a sleeping bag and some gear which Nova has planted to make him think that Nightmare is staying there. He sends for backup when he is attacked by Nightmare and starts pursuing her through the funhouse to find himself outside. Once out of the funhouse, he sees the detonator and Nightmare facing off, where Nightmare shoots the detonator and the detonator throws a massive bomb at Nightmare, destroying her and the funhouse. Ingrid reveals their plans to Adrian, saying that they plan to fake their own death to throw him off their trail, but does claim that Nightmare is truly dead. During this interaction, Ingrid actually realizes that Adrian is the Sentinel, and Adrian, trying to protect his identity, tries to restrain Ingrid so she can't make any more bombs. Just as backup is arriving and everything seems like it's gonna be okay because the bad guys are either dead or caught, Ingrid starts blowing up bombs all over Cosmopolis Park, causing more destruction. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Nova appears and shoots Ingrid in the head in order to stop her. Once everyone is starting to heal from the events of Cosmopolis Park, Nova finds out that Nightmare is presumed dead and her identity is totally safe, but she also makes the connection of why Max is being quarantined all the time and what all the tests are that the Renegades are doing to him. She realizes that the Renegades are planning on harnessing Max's abilities in order to steal powers from prodigies who don't deserve them. I don't know about you, but I thought the Renegades were supposed to be the superheroes, and the line between them and the supervillains is getting pretty blurry pretty fast. To finish off the story of Renegades, Nova returns back to the anarchists' abandoned tunnel and encounters Phobia, who's been spending a lot of time there. Now, this is something that I missed when I first read Renegades, and I know a lot of you missed as well, but it is so significant, and it is that Phobia tells Nova one cannot be brave who has no fear. And if you don't remember the significance of that quote, that is the quote that was found next to Lady Indomitable's body, aka Adrian's mother. So firstly, why is this a popular quote that Phobia apparently has said many times, and how is it related to the death of Adrian's mother? I want to know. If that wasn't big enough, we have to talk about the end. Nova dives deeper into the tunnels and comes upon a cathedral where she seemingly says to the room that Ace Anarchy's helmet has not been destroyed and is at the Renegades headquarters. And all of a sudden, Ace Anarchy himself is levitating in the air in front of us. Ace Anarchy is alive, and the anarchists knew! I read this book in January, and I am still very distressed by this information. What a wild ending. I don't know how you couldn't want to read Archenemies after that. It is just mind-boggling. I need to know all the things now. There are so many things that need to be answered. How has Ace been alive all this time, and how did we not know? What is the connection between Phobia and Lady Indomitable's death? What is going on with the Renegades, and what are they going to do with Max's powers? How long is Nova's identity going to be safe? I don't know, and I need to know right now. So while we sit here and wait until November 6th, I have a really exciting giveaway. A+ transition there. So if you would like to enter my giveaway for a copy of Renegades, Archenemies, and a tote bag, all you have to do is click the Rafflecopter link in the description below. If you've ever entered one of my giveaways before, you probably already know how to do this. All you gotta do is sign in using an email or Facebook account, and then there are different actions you can do, like subscribing to my channel or tweeting about the giveaway that will better your chances of winning and give you more entries. This giveaway is gonna run for about a week and a half, and I will be announcing the winner on my Instagram stories on November 6th, the release date of Archenemies. So be sure to enter the giveaway in the description of this video. Don't forget to pre-order Archenemies or else reserve it at your local library so you can experience this amazing story the second it hits shelves. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for putting up with my tireless rants about how much I love Renegades and why you should all read it. If you have read it, I hope you love it as much as I do. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon for a new video. Bye!